What's up, guys? This is the Kickflip Kid, Ryder Reed, and you're listening to the best damn podcast around, Wrestling Cheers.
Taking your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to go where you can see that troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. You want to go where you can see that troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
And welcome back to Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name, especially at a beer bash. This is Wrestling Cheers. We'd like to talk about things going on in the Northeast Ohio independent wrestling scene. We preview shows, we review shows, and sometimes we even have interviews along the way. This is a preview episode for this Saturday's AIW show, Little Guido's Beer Bash. And that is, like I said, this Saturday, May 25th at the Goldhorn Brewery in Cleveland, Ohio. I am your host. I am Heavy Set. And before we get into anything, let's get into all the information that you might need. We are brought to you by the Trending Topics Network, Midwest Territory, and Key on Sports. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever listening to this fine podcast, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Podbean, WrestlingCheers.podbean.com. We have all the normal social media stuff, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Facebook.com/WrestlingCheers, Twitter.com/WrestlingCheers, Instagram.com/WrestlingCheers, email, if you so choose to desire, WrestlingCheers@gmail.com, and we have the merch store over at whatamaneuver.net. Like I said, preview episode for Little Guido's Beer Bash, and like I said, I'm your host. I am Heavy Set, and I'm being joined by, he's kind of coming back full time. We have Kayden.
Yeah, you're stuck with me now.
Pretty much, you're the go-to guy.
I don't do anything on Tuesdays, so.
Well, I do this, but sometimes we do Mondays too, but it just depends on the week.
Whenever. I don't do much.
And we also have Stacy.
Hey man, how's it going?
You're sounding beautiful.
Good. I'm glad. I went through a lot of nonsense to make this all work, and I'm glad I finally have it going.
Like it
sounds secondary
like,
test for the systems.
It sounds like super fantastic podcast. Like it's that clear.
Good. That was my hope, because I'm going to be using this fucking thing for super fantastic.
Bit of a plug there.
Oh, as always.
Yeah, if anybody watched my Instagram, I had like a week of nightmares trying to get my video set up, but it is now running.
So we have this Saturday. I almost said Friday. So used to saying that. Little Guido's Beer Bash. And here's how screwed up this is. Yes, I know we had a show last weekend, but with AIW running 2 weeks in a row, instead of scrambling...
Still getting a review episode.
Yeah, review episode will be next week, but instead of putting them out like what I would... Like, I think I did WrestleMania week. Like, I'm not putting out 2 episodes a week for this. It's like, fuck it. We'll just do one at a time. So this is a preview episode for this show. Next week, we will review, keep their heads ringing, and we're so stuck in that pattern that up until we got on this call, that's when I reminded myself, oh yeah, we're going to preview, not review. So trust me, like coming in this, we all thought that. Just habit of way shit's going. But and
you're gonna run into that with JLIT too.
What's JLIT back to back with?
Well, I mean, nothing. But there's only 2 weeks in between the show this weekend and JLIT.
Is it 2?
Yeah, JLIT's on the 14th. There's 7 days in a week.
It's just going to go right into it. There's not going to be 2 episodes.
So when do you do the review for this?
Review for this will be the first full week of June. That'll come out on the 6th.
So, okay.
You got to look at a calendar. Because I have a calendar.
Yeah, it'll work fine.
I have a calendar where I plan the episodes out. Because, like, all right, I go, this is the show date, preview, review. This is the show date, then preview, review.
Oh, no, you're right. There's enough time.
Yeah.
I need to look at a calendar. I did. I stand corrected.
Because I was thinking, wait a minute. Like, it'll depend if we do 2 previews for JLIT weekend. For the actual tournament, and then for the Chandler Biggins Memorial Tag Team Tournament. We did 2 last year, But, like, I don't know how that's going to work out this year. I don't know if we're going to do one big long review episode or have it chopped up into 3 different, I'm trying to figure all that shit out. We're not quite there yet.
If you put it all in one, that's going to be a big episode.
That's why I'm more leaning towards, but I need to know an absolution date so I can then, fill in all the blanks. I personally like how we did last year. It was because we had the tailgate thing. I just set up and we did a freaking review of day 1 before the show, before day 2 started.
See if we can figure that out again.
I mean, now too, I have an H6. I have enough microphones to fit the whole thing, and I also bought the adapter so I can record 6 people. I have enough cords. I have enough mics. I just don't know if we'll actually do it.
And if you're doing 6 people, I will gracefully bow out of that episode.
No, I'm saying I can do up to. I can do up to.
Yeah.
Or we have it where I bring mine, you bring yours, Pat brings his.
God.
15 people.
I have to figure out where Absolution's happening first.
There's no Absolution. It's canceled.
No, not Absolution, JLIT.
Oh, you said Absolution.
Oh, we're talking about too many things
at once.
Yes, because last year for JLIT weekend, that's what I was referring to. Right before day 2 started, we reviewed all of day 1, in the parking lot.
Right.
And I was saying, maybe we could do that this year, but we'll see.
The only thing I remember about you in the parking lot last year was not about recording.
Oh God, let's not get into that, but that still makes me laugh. Because I think I had to warn a lot of people the day ahead of time. Hey, I'm going to do this. Don't get pissed. So we have Little Guido's Beer Bash this Saturday at the Goldhorn Brewery, and normal preview format. We're going to preview 3 matches, and then we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then come back, do picks for the whole show. And let's get this one out of the way, because the other 2 matches we're going to talk about are connected, and we have a lot to talk about with them. But let's talk about the first match actually announced. Big Twan Tucker versus Faye Jackson. If you know one thing about Big Twan, he loves Faye Jackson. I think at
Very much so.
I think at one point he liked her so much that Twan's girlfriend kind of had to step in and be like, you need to back off, from being as crazy about her as you are. And he's got a match. I so can't wait for this. I want Faye, because she's going to do it. She's going to do it. There's going to be an ass shake spot. It's going to be right on Big Twan. It's going to be great. What do you think about this, Kayden?
He's not going to know how to go about it.
No.
I'm real excited about this. It's another one of Twan's match of the year candidates.
This is just the best. It's the best. Oh, I'm sure everybody's seen the picture of Twan from the match where it was A versus Faye, and he ended up in the chair, right?
Yeah.
From the second to last Akron show.
Rubber City Con.
Yeah. Oh man. For anybody who loves Twan reactions to things, this match is just
That's
gold.
up there.
This is so good. I'm so happy about this. I bought my ticket for this show based just on that match. That's enough. It's enough for me. Everything else is a bonus.
I set my excitement on this show because of this match. I'm not a huge Joey Ryan fan. I don't hate him. I'm not head over heels with him like a lot of fans are. But this match, I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. This is, I think if anybody who's ever seen it, this is going to be a little equivalent to Faye Jackson versus Mr. Brickster. But there's a legitimate attraction that we know that Big Twan has, and he has to keep his composure. That's the other thing, too. Not to, break the fourth wall or any of that type of stuff. It's just the illusion of wrestling. But, Big Twan outside the ring and inside the ring are almost 2 different people. And I don't know if I've ever seen Big Twan have to do that kind of intensity to her. That's the promo I want to see. If it comes out after this recording, fine. But I want to hear Big Twan talk shit about Faye Jackson.
Man, this whole thing is just so good. I can't about it. I have no hopes or expectations. I'm going to enjoy it.
It's going to be fun.
It's just the best. Thank you, Thorn. It's so good. Man.
Don't always need wrestling to be serious.
No. And like, so Twan lately has been like MJF's heavy and like, and even tougher, meaner Twan than he's been in the past. And that's all gonna that's so out the door.
That's going right out
the
window.
Yeah, that ain't, oh man. Like, this is gonna be so good.
Yeah. Fucking Big Twan, Faye Jackson. It's gonna be so good.
If Faye wins, does she get a shot at the UXWA title?
I hope. I hope.
That would be great.
Champ, right? I mean,
Reigning and defending.
On site. So, next match we got to get into our matches. Will take us into a little bit of a preview of the review of Keep Their Heads Ringing. We have the two matches, Wes Barkley versus Matthew Justice, and still champion Joshua Bishop versus Zach Thomas for the AIW Intense Championship. And basically, I'm sure if you're listening to this podcast, you have access to the internet, obviously. So you probably follow AIW on Twitter at AI Wrestling, and you probably follow us at Wrestling Cheers and a bunch of other fellow AIW fan Twitter accounts. There's a lot. And there's a particular moment at that show that was recorded by damn near the whole fucking crowd. And that was Matthew Justice and Joshua Bishop going off the balcony.
Through a stack of tables to the floor.
Yes.
Death.
And what ended up happening was both men were pretty much out. And it was Wes Barkley who grabbed Joshua Bishop, put him over Matthew Justice. 1, 2, 3, still champ. So that's where we get this match. Wes Barkley versus Justice.
Wes Barkley has been a thorn in Justice's side for longer than just this last show.
That's true. He's also been there on, I don't want to say in the side of Justice, but kind of wherever Bishop's been, Wes has been there too. Look no further than Dominic Guarini. Same thing. I feel like.
Yeah, but now Justice gets his chance to get his hands on little Wes.
Exactly. So how bad does Wes get fucked up? Is this the match that AIW fans have been waiting to see for a year? 1 year ago, Wes Barkley debuted. Now, here he is going to be against Matthew Justice, who has the potential of killing him.
I mean, Saturday is a bad day to be Wes Barkley, I think.
Yeah. It's not going to go well.
Yeah, it's a bad day to be old Wes.
Will the Barkley Nation be there?
Probably.
It's a Saturday show at a bar, at a brewery.
So, maybe. Have they really been there lately, though? I mean, I think they were maybe there at the Winchester show a little bit.
Can confirm they were there.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone its cycle, right? Like, oh, the appeal of this dude being new and this whole thing being new, the big crowd's gone. He's probably got his loyalists still.
Yeah.
And maybe some new people who were not originally fans of Wes are now. That big influx like we were getting last year, no.
It has seemed to go down. I think the last time...
It's not nearly as ridiculous as it was.
Yeah, I think the last time we seen them, I don't even want to say a full force, but I feel like when it was a big impact was the December show, Party Pal.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
And then they didn't come out to the Byzantine shows. You guys say they were at Wrestle Rave, which
Can confirm.
Yeah, there was definitely some Barkley Nation activity.
yeah. So, I think they got a
It was
potential.
very fun.
Yeah.
They got a good potential of being there. Maybe not full force, but I think this is going to be interesting.
I hope they are. They can all witness the possible end of
It's all
their
witness
favorite
an actual
wrestler.
murder.
Yeah. Matt's killed a guy already this year, is all I'm
We'll
saying.
just use the top of the building instead this time.
I'm sure there's something tall that he can throw him off of in the brewery.
If not, again, on top of the building.
Yeah.
There's a stack of tables.
I just beat him in the head with a chair for a while. I don't know.
Figure something out.
Yeah.
It's not going to end well either way.
Oh, there's only one way that match is ending. Of course, interference notwithstanding.
Definitely has the potential of Bishop getting involved, but will Bishop be, depending on obviously because we don't know where everything's going to lay on the card, but Is Bishop going to be worried about his match, or is Bishop going to be...
I mean, Bishop's got a pretty tough match of his own. Plus, do you really want to go fuck with the guy who just threw you off a balcony? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Let's try that one again.
Let's try that one 7 days later, or 8 days later.
Right.
Speaking of which, like we mentioned, Joshua Bishop versus Zach Thomas for the Intense title. Fucking A. Like,
This is also just as much insanity as a Justice Bishop match would be.
This is going to be a tough fucking match.
yes.
These two are going to beat the shit out of each other, and it's going to be amazing.
Zach's been on a roll this year.
He has.
And Josh Bishop might be having the best year in AIW for sure.
No argument against that.
Maybe, you know, he's a contender for best year in indie wrestling. Like most improved year over last year.
Yeah, do you want to go on more about that? Because what we were talking about before we officially started recording, because I think you got a really good point.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at where Josh Bishop was last year, where he is this year, the matches he's had this year, you know, Jersey versus Dom, for me, still, I think it's my number one match of the year still. Friday against Matt it's the other one that might be my match of the year. And, you know, the exposure that those two got, Spot, that's fucking huge. And he's improved as a performer. It's like it clicked for him. He's a different dude. When you watch Josh Bishop wrestle in 2019, back and watch anything Josh did from like I don't know, maybe Hell on Earth. Anything before that last year, and it's like it's a different dude.
Because look how much he's improved.
Yeah. He's easily one of the best Cleveland wrestlers right now. Like, that's not even debatable. It's the difference in that kid, and it's amazing. Good for him.
I think I was going to just throw out, I think a lot of people that I talked to coming out of WrestleMania said that I mean, not even AIW fans, like us, like people who are local, but people elsewhere said like that was like the best match of the weekend. You know, I listened to the show. I don't know if everybody else does, how many other people do, I should say, but you know, the Marty and Sarah podcast, they have no like hardcore ties to AIW, and they were talking about how great that match was and potential one of the best matches of the weekend. And now with like what you're saying with how viral, how much exposure he got from that. I mean, that's within, like a couple months. Like, we're not even talking about even like 6 months, half of a year. It's not even a quarter of a year.
I mean, so here's the real deal. Did stupid fucks like Tony Schiavone chime in on other people's matches from this weekend? No. He chimed in on what Josh Bishop did.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not WCW Southern style wrestling.
Right. So, but that's my thing, is like that thing was far reaching in the world of independent wrestling.
Yeah.
To the point where, I mean, as we record this today, she was working the GCW show.
Mm-hmm.
Josh and Matt both announced for that Tournament Survival in a couple weeks.
Right.
No big deal or anything.
It's
Injustice too, throwing him a bone of, you know, the resurgence he's had in the past 2 years. Like, when he came back to AIW in 2017, like, that blew my mind. I never thought that was going to happen. And then just like 1 year later, seeing like everything he had done, and now 2 years later, like, dude's killing it. And both of them to get that GCW shot, that's going to be fucking awesome.
That's going to be huge for both of them.
The AIW roster is longest it's been the entire time that I've been watching it, for certain.
Well, I'll vouch for that, too. Since I started going 7 years ago, it's the best it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
AIW like has its own identity now, and it's fucking awesome. And it's because of guys like Matt and Josh, and guys like Zach Thomas are there too. Mm-hmm. That kid is fucking great. Josh is going to be brutal.
I was going to throw out with, you know, Zach Thomas. I think there was two really big standout students last year, hands down, and that was for different reasons. Wes Barkley and Zach Thomas. Granted, Zach Thomas he was a little more seasoned. He had been wrestling a little bit longer before he officially debuted in AIW.
Couple of years.
Yeah, but within all those years, I mean, he wasn't this polished, and he's been great since, I don't want to say great since day one, but he made an impact that first match. And the only person that comes close to him is Wes Barkley, but it's not for his in-ring stuff. It's for his out-of-ring stuff. It's for his promo stuff. But
they're both good for different reasons.
Yeah, Zach is so good. So Zach, if you're listening to this, I'm not talking shit about you.
Although I heard he's no one's favorite wrestler. That's just something I heard.
I don't want to get too much into that, but I guess that's something someone said at the bar. So give background for people so we're not throwing like complete shade. But I guess that's what somebody said. But I
don't throw any fucking shade at that dude. When have you ever heard me throw shade at Zach?
No, not you. But like I'm not like the person. Like this is why. Like I'm just explaining why we're talking like about it. Like somebody said something stupid to Zach Thomas.
Man, people say dumb things when they're drunk sometimes. I don't think it was meant maliciously, but it's funny to me. Just a shitty thing to say to somebody.
Some would call Zach Thomas a man of war. Some other would call him a war machine.
Some call him Discount Taz.
Don't call him Discount Taz, man. That's so... Come on.
There was a Kiss song before it was Taz's theme. It's still a badass fucking theme.
Hey, man.
The other theme.
Anything's better than that first music he was using. Literally, he could have came out to fucking anything than that original music.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, that's the first 3 matches already done. So... we'll go into a commercial break, and we'll be right back with the picks of the rest of the card.
Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
All right, first matchup. Let's kind of go with the one that was announced first, where we started earlier. Big Twan Tucker versus Faye Jackson. I gotta go Faye. What do you think, Kayden?
Yeah, I'm going Faye. It's gonna become the number 1 contender of the UXWA title. Just rolling with this. It's gonna happen.
How about you, Stacy?
We all win. We all win in this match. There are no losers in this match. Like, if Twan loses this match, do you think Twan looks at it as a loss?
I mean, as long as he gets pinned, I think he'll love it.
A win. But we're all winners in this match.
I'll let it slide. I won't make you pick it.
I picked. I said Faye's going to win.
You must have went out there, or I didn't catch it.
Oh, I said Faye's going to win, but we're all winners in this match.
All right, next up. The Production versus the FBI. I want to be very honest here. We have a horrible record of Tracy Smothers making it to AIW since 2016. So,
and that's not really his fault.
It's not his fault. I'm not talking shit about him. I'm not calling him an old man because I know he doesn't like that. But I'm not holding my breath that Tracy Smothers is going to be there. It is legit. He hasn't been here since Double Dare 2016. That was right after the Indians lost the World Series. That's the last time he's made it. But the Production, they deserve for the FBI to be there because this match would be so fucking good. Pretty much the only reason why we didn't preview it, because I wasn't holding my breath on Tracy Smothers. But if this match happens, I'm going the Production. What do you think, Kayden?
Yeah, this Production needs this win.
Stacy?
So I think Tracy shows up. I really do. Man. Memorial Day weekend's not a big pizza weekend. Look out and stuff. So
that's true.
I think we're safe. I think Tracy shows up. I'm glad that we're getting Guido back before JLIT. It didn't take all the way back around to JLIT. We're getting him a month early, 3 weeks early. The Production win. The Production win this. They're on too much of a roll right now. You can't. They're so good. They're gonna beat the FBI.
Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham versus Joey Ryan. I gotta go Joey Ryan. How about you, Kayden?
Yeah, they're not even going to try to make a case for Dan here. Sorry, Dan.
How about you, Stacy?
So, since you're both picking Joey Ryan, I'll be the odd man out and pick Dan. Maybe DCR don't take the blow pop, you know? Will say this, however. If there's ever been a match at AIW for people to chant twist his dick,
It is this one.
the match is here. Twist his dick. Yeah, since
After
you guys
that, no more.
Yeah. So since you guys both picked Joey, I'll take Dan. I think this match is going to be really good. I like comedy wrestling. And will be great in this match. This is going to be a good match.
Comedy wrestling's not real wrestling.
Yeah.
I made sure I said that.
Comedy wrestling's not real wrestling. Deathmatch wrestling's not real wrestling.
Guess Colt Cabana's not a real wrestler then.
Yeah. I do laugh when some people say that. And they kind of glorify the territory days, and maybe they...
Professional wrestling's not real wrestling, motherfucker. Real wrestling happens on a collegiate and Olympic and high school level. It's fucking entertainment. Get over yourselves.
I was going to put out, like, how, like, people glorify, like, the Memphis kind of style, and, like, how that was. It's like, oh, you know really how many weird fucking gimmicks they have? The Wolf Band, like, all this, like, yeah, that... They have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ripoff as a wrestler, even if it might have been a one-off.
That was real wrestling.
That's still gimmicky as shit. You're just glorifying the past. Like, oh yeah, it was so great, and Jerry Lawler, and okay, yeah, but you know how much hokey shit was still going on? Like, don't kid yourself.
All the gimmicks were the best. Give me all of that.
People cherry pick what they would like to remember or what fits their narrative when they're trying to argue against something they don't care for.
Oh, yeah.
The world of wrestling is fucking huge. And if you really like old style Memphis wrestling, that's out there for you.
It's still out there somewhere.
If you like Kaiju Big Battle, there's Dr. Cube and a bunch of weird shit for you. Wrestling's fantastic because, like Baskin fucking Robbins, it's got 31 flavors. Pick the one you like and shut the fuck up.
And that was Wrestling Cheers, folks. We're going to head on out because no way we can top that shit.
We're just... No more episodes after that.
That's kind of my soapbox on it, too. Like, I actually did literally mute the phrase on Twitter, that's not wrestling. Because I'm getting tired of fucking seeing it. And it's always people, like, saying about, like, the extreme shit, or the deathmatch shit, or the comedy shit. It's like...
What if it was on a WWE level?
No. Yeah, if they did it for a bunch of money, like...
If you're getting paid $1 million to do it, it's okay. If you're doing it for $20 in front of like 300 people, that's the other thing, is they all regurgitate the same tired shit that they heard Cornette or somebody say. Ooh, a hot dog and a handshake, $20. Fuck off. Fuck off. Like, come up with something original if you're gonna at least trash it.
Right, and it's the same dudes who fucking came in their pants... Take her through Foley off the fucking cage, or when Shane jumps off of something really tall. Why? Because they did it in front of a bigger crowd in person and they got paid more to do it?
Yeah, these dudes do it for like nothing in comparison. And that makes it bad?
Yeah, I mean, so who are you?
It's the exact opposite.
You know what I think's bad? Sitting around in the cesspool bitching about shit that doesn't pertain to you. And I'm guilty of it to an extent, but not like these fucking people. Like, it's different.
Spend the entire day doing that.
Yeah, and I don't have anything muted on Twitter, because if I'm going to be in the cesspool, I want to see the whole fucking thing. Give me all those fucking awful Cornette. And the worst part about Cornette is he's right sometimes. He's just wrong on, like, deathmatch wrestling.
He's wrong on 95% of stuff.
Yeah, but sometimes he's right on, like, old shit. It's a beautiful thing about things, is people can be right and wrong about stuff. I'm right and wrong about stuff all the time.
No, I
just don't get involved with any of that. I just tweet GIFs.
Hey.
I prefer to mute things that just annoy me. Like, I don't want to see garbage, so I'm not going to try to see garbage. People are
if I'm at the dump, they don't need to put a curtain up so I can't see the shit.
Yeah, I'm total opposite, but it's definitely to each their own.
Yeah, man. You do life how you do life. That's cool.
All right, we're not done with this card yet. We have Lee Moriarty versus Dominic Guarini. I'm going to go Dominic Guarini. How about you, Stacy?
Yeah, I think Dominic Guarini wins this. I think this is also going to be a really good match, though. Yeah. I'm glad Lee's getting booked again at AIW. It's great.
Especially in this high caliber of a match.
Yeah.
3 matches in for him in AIW.
Is this his first one-on-one?
Yes. It's a huge match for him in this case.
So, hell yeah. And what better opponent than Dominic Garrini? He's
for real.
This is a big deal for Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this is as good as I think it's going to be. I think this is going to be a really good match.
It's going to be a real good wrestle.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the student debuting match. We have Arthur MacArthur versus Eric Tyler versus Chuck Stone versus Mikey Montgomery. I almost called him Mikey Millennial because I'm used to it. I'm going to go with anybody. I'm going to go Arthur MacArthur. How about you, Stacy?
Oh, Mikey all day. Have you seen Mikey's hustle on Ring Crew?
Yes.
Hard on Ring Crew. He's going to hustle that hard in the ring. Mikey wins this thing.
How about you, Kayden?
I'm going with Mikey. I've seen all of the students at UXWA.
Oh, yeah. We did kind of just see this.
Just do a little bit of a preview.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That, like, half counts, I'm sure, and go twice as insane as they would at UXWA.
I made
Mickey's gear matches his Razor scooter. He wins.
Exactly. He's got a scooter. It's an instant win.
Next up, we have Wes Barkley versus Matthew Justice. Yeah, I'm going to go Matthew Justice. How about you, Kayden?
He's going to kill him.
It's Matt Justice.
We're just going to disagree across the board. It's going to be Matt Justice. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wes Barkley. We'll talk.
We still like you.
We'll talk.
Yeah, man, you're going to get real hurt. But yeah, I'm sorry.
Just stay away from all the high spots in the building.
Can JLIT he get the bandaged up gimmick for a show? Him in a wheelchair, a cast, neck brace. Then again, I say gimmick, it might be a real thing with Matt Justice.
We wouldn't know.
Next up, I think that's the last match we have to go over, and that is Joshua Bishop versus Zach Thomas for the Intense title. I'm going to go Bishop retaining. How about you, Cade?
Yeah, I see Bishop retaining in this one.
Stacy?
Yeah, I think Bishop retains, but I think there might be some, if he's capable still, some dastardly moves by Wes Barkley.
Some shenanigans.
Yeah, but I think Zach could win. He could, but I think side interference, Josh Bishop is still your Intense champion.
All right. Any final thoughts or last minute plugs before we go, Kayden?
Nothing different than usual. Just at KVR216 on Twitter and whatever other social media you care to follow me on. I post cool GIFs on Twitter sometimes. Outside of that, I'm kind of boring.
How about you, Stacy?
Super fantastic podcast. It's been a theme the last few times I've been on here. They're like, oh, there's episodes coming. There really are. I promise you. Be an episode, and then right at the beginning of next month, there will be a couple. So it's going to be kind of 3 episodes pretty quick, and then a bunch all the time because I can now record remotely. Who I've been waiting. Super fantastic podcast, which turns a year old next month.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It made it a year. So yeah, it's on all the places you get a podcast from, and Instagram, Super Fantastic Podcast. Fantastic.
When's Toy Ohio?
Toy Ohio is in June 22nd.
Okay. I'm debating on whether I want to go to that one or not. I spent
you want to go.
Oh no, I want to go, but my wallet has to figure out whether I want to go or not. Because if I go, I have the potential of spending money. And on a side note, granted, it's how luck fucking runs. I'd been looking for the purple Trunks Warrior for a while, and I finally bought it online. And then this past weekend, Rick got it in. I was like, motherfucker.
I saw it. It was in the box. We got that whole box of Hasbro's in.
Yeah, and I want to go just to look at them, but I don't work out that way anymore. So now I have to drive an hour if I want to go there.
It's still close for me. That show is way bigger now. Like the room's even bigger than it was the last time.
I seen that whole aspect of it. Yeah, so I want to go, but like I said, it's my wallet. And because I even went into that one, I'm like, all right, I only want to buy the Talking Warrior or the Purple Trunks Warrior. Like nobody had either of them, but I'm like, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. And like, I can't do that now.
I mean, it's $3 to get in if you don't pay early. It's $5 to get in like an hour early, and it's worth your $3 in the drive down. You never know what you're gonna find there.
Oh yeah, I know. Literally, I think there was like a couple things that I was like, I seen there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy that. And it was like I think 2 were like Thanos pops that I really need. And then since I bought 2, it's like, well, I see these other ones that I need. I'll buy that one too. Yeah, it turned into a very expensive trip. I think I wanted to spend maybe $50, and I think I came out spending like $120, if not more. Even had to borrow money off Trevor, just because of all. You did. Only because I literally went to go hand a guy my card, and he's like, "Oh, I don't take card." I'm like, "Dude, it's 2019. Why the fuck aren't you taking card?" Like every other booth I've been to, like I handed my card, like, they swipe it, everything's good. Why are you taking a card? What the fuck? But yeah,
man, some people don't want that paper trail on their side business,
True. But
I would imagine that's what that was, but who knows? Most of the vendors at Toy Hio take a card. It's 2019. Get a square reader.
Yeah. I don't know if it was that. I think to me, he just seemed like a dude that wasn't like big in electronics or something. Like wasn't like, might not even had a smartphone type of person. But
oh boy, you got to be trying hard not to have a smartphone these days.
Anyway, so yeah, throw out the plug there for Toy Hio. So if you want to go. I halfway want to go. I might go. I don't know. Anyway, you can find myself at Heavyset330 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, much like you can find the show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Facebook.com/WrestlingCheers, Twitter.com/WrestlingCheers, and Instagram.com/WrestlingCheers. Email, if you so choose a desire, WrestlingCheers@gmail.com, and we have the merch store over at whatamaneuver.net. Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Podbean, WrestlingCheers.podbean.com. Check out our friends on the Trending Topics Network, such as All Beer Inside, Eurovision Showcase, Old School at the Movies, and Wrestling with Altitude. Check out our other podcast friends, such as Pod Van Dam, Super Fantastic Podcast, The Road Home from Wrestling, Kick Out at 2, The IndieCast, Center Stage, So Bros Network, UXWA Today, Big Gold Belt Podcast, the Co-Host Wrestling Show, Spotlight Series, and I Got Your 5 Stars. Check out our other non-podcasting friends, such as Thrift Store Jobber, The Savage Dash, Set Tab Photo, Powerslam.tv, use Wrestling Cheers, all one word, and get your first month free, Ringside Shots Photography, Sickening Pictures, Wrestle Void, Key on Sports, Stay Tough, Midwest Territory, Southern Underground Pro, and the official graphic designer of Wrestling Cheers, Moy Boy Designs. That will do it for us here on Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name, even if you think that's not wrestling. Later.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot.